joining me again today for another Project Live Monday video. So for today I've got week 33 for you. So essentially between mid-August to, mid-ish, late-ish August. And so I'm going to be mainly using a Calico kit from September 2016 called Lost River, as well as a bunch of Ali Edwards and the Hip Kit Club, as well as Felicity Jane kit as well. And the first thing you see me doing here is I am just adding this plastic die cut piece, which is from a Calico documenter kit, and this one is actually from the one from August, so as you can see there. And so essentially going to be using that, and also the ink pad from Ali Edwards. So I think she calls it Crafter's Ink. So it's essentially a pigment ink, but the colors are really nice. And the one I'm using here is called Olympia. And now I am going to adhere down the plastic die cut piece there, and I'm using glossy accent as per usual, and this is probably my go-to liquid glue, to be honest. I probably could have used the wrong adhesive, but when it comes down to something this bulky, I tend to go for the liquid glue, especially the glossy accent, just mainly because I've been having great experience with it, and I was told that they're good for gemstones and stuff as well, which are much bulkier. And now I'm just adding the number 33 there, and the numbers are actually, those number stickers are actually from the, I think it's from the Drive story, sorry, from the first story kit, from the first Ali Edwards story kit. And now I am going to use this 3x4 journaling card, which is from the Felicity Jane, which one is it? It's from September 2016, and this one is actually called Felicity. And now I am thinking how I'm going to add some, I guess, a few prompts. So I'm just going through a bunch of chipboards and bits and pieces that I've got in my stash, mainly from Ali Edwards. And as you can see there, I'm just looking through the Magic kit, and now through the, I think the first story kit. Now the Staff story kit, just seeing, I want something that popped out of the page, and I'm just kind of looking through, not happy with this, not so much that one, and this one I am thinking I want to use it for another card later on, so I'm going to keep that, and I'm going to use these die cut pieces, these word phrase stickers, which it's actually printed on a big sheet, and then I just cut it out myself when it arrives. So I essentially just cut them all out at the same time, just to save time, to be honest. And that's actually from the from the Felicity kit as well, which is from Felicity Jane. And so I added 2 of them down, and now I'm just going to be adding some journaling. Actually, before that, I'm actually going to be adding a piece of embellishment there, which is that wooden star, which I've got in my stash, and that is actually from Calico. And now I'm just adding some journaling, and what did I say? I said we went out for brunch at this restaurant. I essentially talked about the photo that's underneath it, and so talk about the brunch we went to, and we ordered I think it was a croissant or something, and also a big meat breakfast to share. So that was pretty fun. And now I am going to add this label here, which is from the Felicity Jane kit as well. And now I'm just going to add something short there. So I essentially said that was a soy chai tea that I had. And now I want to add something onto this photo here. I'm just going through a bunch of stuff, and I ended up with this piece here, which is from Felicity Jane as well. And because it's somewhat, I guess, translucent when it comes to that kind of thing, I tend to just staple it down, which is what I did just then using my tiny attacher. And now I'm just using that piece of chipboard there, which is from the Staff story kit, and the card is from Calico. And what did I say? I talked about the photo on the left of it, so about the cafe. We went to that cafe on, I think it was on Saturday night, and they opened till late on Saturday night, which is great. Things are not open very late in Melbourne. Well, not on the weekdays anyway. So on Saturday, things tend to open quite late, which is great. And now I am going to do some stamping directly onto that photo there. And my plan is to add some stamping, like, doing some kind of repetitive stamping and, repeat a couple times along the edge of the table there. And so that's exactly what I did. I am using a stamp set which is from the Stuff Story stamp from Woods, and it says, "Love this stuff." And I just stamp it 3 times and going off the edge there, and that is all I'm going to do with that photo. And the ink I've used to stamp directly on the photo there is the Stays On black ink. And now I want to add something on to this photo here, mainly because I'm not sure you can see, but where the photo has a table next to us captured on the left corner there. So I thought I want to add some journaling and also at the same time cover that area up as well. And so I'm just using this Post-it piece which came in the Calico kit. And I decided to add that onto, I decided to punch that out using I think the circle is 2 inches. And so it's essentially just use the Fiskars squeeze punch there. And the next thing I'm going to do is add add a prompt. And I'm just going through a bunch of stuff from the Felicity Jane kit, and as well as some allied words, and I decided to go with this word phrase sticker, which is actually I recently purchased from Tim Holtz, and I think it's called Small Talk, and you get a whole book of it, and I think I got it from my local scrapbooking store, and it was like about $9.99, so about $10, 10 Aussie dollars, so probably a bit cheaper for some of you in the US, but you get a few sheets, so it's pretty good value. And now I am going to be adding that acetate heart, yellow heart there, that is from Felicity Jane kit, using my tiny attacher as well. And now just moving on to the right side of the spread here. And I don't have that many photos on for this week, to be honest. I'm missing one 4x6 photo, so I'm going to be creating a decorative card. But first thing I'm doing here is also creating another decorative card, and this one is actually from Felicity Jane kit, I think, yeah. And so you get a 12 by 12 sheet of pattern paper, and then you can just cut that apart into a bunch of 3x4s and a bunch of 4x6 as well. And I'm also going to be using this tag here, which is from the Stuff Story kit from Woods. And to create my own decorative card for the 4x6, I decided to use a bunch of... Actually, this one is from... Sorry, I was just thinking which one it's from. It's from the Hip Kit Club, and this is actually quite an old kit, to be honest. It's actually from February 2016, so just a few months earlier. And the main theme of this kit is probably the Celeste V pink paisley, so we got a lot of those stuff. And I'm just using the cut apart pattern paper from Celeste V pink paisley, and also this sheet as well, which is also from the pink paisley slash the Hip Kit Club's February 2016 kit. And I'm just cutting out these kind of cut apart pieces. And my aim is to have a combination of colors as well as a combination of sizes. So I don't want them to all kind of line up or anything like that. So I'm just picking a few pieces. I'm actually picking 3. And I'm essentially just going to be adding that onto this card here and keeping it quite simple. And I am cutting up this piece which says me and you, and it's actually a similar size to the hello one, so I decided to just chop that up. Mainly because there's a lot of blank space there, and you can definitely do that. And so that's what I am doing there, and I'm just kind of trimming that down a little bit more so there's enough space. And that is it. I'm just adhering that down using my rolling adhesive from American Crafts. And now I'm using these wooden pieces, which are from the kit, from the Hip Kit clubs, from the Hip Kit's February kit as well. And to adhere that, I am using some glossy accent. And I decided to use 3 stars, and just mainly because I think it looks better. And now I am choosing a 3x4 journaling card. So this one is actually from the Calico. I decided to go with a different one just mainly because I felt like I don't need an orange onto, like I don't need orange onto in this spread. I kind of want to keep it a little bit somewhat plain, but also kind of minimalist, I guess. And so I decided to go with this 3x4 card, which is from the cut part sheet from the Felicity kit. And I'm also using I'm also stamping onto that 3x4 card there using a stamp from the Drive Story kit with ink from Elliott Woods as well, and it's called Olympia. So it's the same one that I've used earlier for the dates. And now I am just going to be adding some journaling there, talking about, what did I talk about? So I talked about how we drove up to Mount Dandenong, which is like about 45 minutes from our house. And we went to a cafe, and we had a couple pies for lunch, and then had afternoon tea up there as well. And now I'm just thinking I want to embellish this photo here, and I was looking at the acetate pieces, so those pieces that are from the Felicity Jane kit. I actually decided against it, to be honest. I want to add one of these messy circles onto the photo, just mainly because I feel like I want something round. It's kind of odd. So I decided to use this stamp, which is from the Messy Circle stamp set from Elliott's as well. So this is not from one of her story stamp or subscription based stuff. You can actually just purchase this separately on her website, and I think they're like $15 or $16 US. And I'm also using the ink, which is called, I think it's called Pendleton. So I think that was the kind of the darker red, darkish red, orangey color one. And then I just trimmed that up, and then using some foam dot to adhere it. And now I want to embellish this card a little bit, but I don't want to go overboard, so I decided to just use that star there, which is from the Felicity Jane kit as well. And with this photo, I want to write directly onto the photo, but I don't have much to say. So I decided to add this heart here, which is from the Better Together, Amy Tangerine's Better Together sticker book. And then I'm just going to add something really short, essentially the location of that restaurant there, onto the photo using my Sharpie black pen. And the next thing I'm doing here is I'm going to add this star Brad, which is also from, let me check, I think it's from the Stuff Story kit. And now I am just adding some journaling directly onto that tag there. And I'm actually not going to mat it or anything like that. So I'm just going to keep it that way. And that is essentially it, you guys. Here are some close-up. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed it. If you want YouTube to let you know when my next video comes out, please subscribe. And I hope you have a great day. Bye!